Very good evening, folks. I said I'd pop on, have a chat with you for the next half an hour or so. Talk about the game today. 2 big points dropped in the league. Look, it's only 8 games in. A lot of football to be played. Over 30 games to play in the league this season. So I wouldn't be crying a river too much about it. At the end of the day, Aberdeen, I said in my pre-match that they'll come and score 2 goals today. And they did go score 2 goals today. A lot of people were taking Aberdeen for granted. Oh, you've had a good start to the season. When you come against the champions, we're gonna blow them off the park. We're gonna beat them 4 or 5-0. That's the mentality of some fans were today. But it is what it is. It's a result we need to move on from. We're gonna talk about, like, obviously Kyogo scoring, Rio scoring, and then the penalty incidents at the end as well. So yeah, I am in the house, Co. It is a Saturday night. There's not many people on. People are obviously gone to the bed early. They're probably focusing on Wednesday night. International week has been long, but we got back to action today, and I thought we were outstanding in the first half. The only problem with the first half of the game was it should have been 4-5 for Celtic, and you didn't put their chances away, and it came back and hit us in the face in the second half. People will say Scales shocking for the first goal. Yes, he was, but overall, I thought he had actually a pretty decent game. I thought Trusty played well, especially in the second half. A couple of decent blocks from him. Scales put off a good block as well. Aberdeen were good, very organised. Parked the bus, got their chances. Schmeichel had a good few saves as well, but at the same time, what can you do for the second goal? It's a flexion, It's a flexion, and it is what it is. So let me know in the comments how you're all feeling. Hello to everyone on YouTube. Hello to everyone on Facebook. And why not? Why not? It's a Saturday night. I might as well. I'm not in Dublin for the weekend, so I might as well have a drink and chat to you and talk blibblish. So I don't know what was started with Days of Maida today. I thought Days of Maida was well off it. I thought he was off it. Maybe the first 20 minutes he looked decent, and then he just went downhill. The same situation with Nicholas Kuhn. It looks like his confidence is drained out of him, and he's been probably the player of the season so far. To be honest, I didn't watch the post-match interview because just didn't bother. To be honest. I was out in the pub and I watched the highlights again like 3 times, and then obviously watched the game live in the pub, and I was like, oh my God. I just felt like, seeing when they scored that first goal, I was like, I'm going to drop points. I did predict 3-2 Celtic, but it wasn't meant to be. We had chances at the end, cleared off the line. Luke McCown got tackled on the tip of the box. People wanted a penalty. It wasn't a penalty. There was handball in there, and he didn't give the handball to Duke. But that's Nicky Walsh, shocking refereeing. But at the same time, we just weren't complacent. We just didn't take our chances. Simple as. So, regards to Wednesday night, even before today, I've been dreading Wednesday night, and I'm not trying to Not trying to say put a bad mood or a bad vibe going into Wednesday, folks. But we're playing against a team that won the Europa League, smashed a good few teams in the way, decent teams in the way, and they're starting to pick form up as well. And we're away from home. I'm just really not looking forward to Wednesday. I just hope I'm wrong what I'm saying. Really hope that we can go out there, put a show on, maybe nick a result. Fingers crossed, we shall see. You know, it was, to be honest, he did handball it. He did handball it for the third goal, and obviously it was disallowed. And then and then at the end they cleared off the line as well on their side, but just wasn't meant to be, Gaelga. Just wasn't meant to be. See, when Aberdeen scored that third goal, which was disallowed, I was like, "That's a handball. That's a handball." And people look at me like, "And I'm telling you, that's a handball." And then he obviously went to VAR, went over, and then looked at it and then called it disallowed. But I thought the referee was brutal, to be honest. The third goal I never saw. I thought we were going to get pumped here. Well, you have to give the respect, folks. Aberdeen deserve the credit. And I know there'll be some stubborn Celtic fans here tonight and be like moaning, saying this and that about our team. But Aberdeen, unbeaten in 13 games all season. They're a real organised team. They're good on the counter attack. You know, they're just a decent team, folks. And are they going to go on and win the league this year? No, definitely not. But they will probably fall on their arses, or they might keep the mentality up past Christmas. But it's just absolute. Sometimes a defeat feels like a draw feels like a defeat, because you're expecting to win at Celtic Park. They're coming back from international break. Some of these players are rusty, and you're expecting to come back and do it. But it's not always the case, folks. Even though in our hearts and our heads we want to win, teams will come and challenge us. And we've played worse games than that last season with Rodgers. And I'm optimistic that, okay, we've Motherwell away next in the league next Sunday. We will get there and we'll beat Motherwell. But it won't be an easy game. I know we've had a flying start beating teams 4 or 5 goals, but I think before you get into the season, teams will analyse your formation, your tactics, how you're pressing the ball, how you're aggressive, how you take it from the back, and they'll suss you out. That's what they do. And that's what they do. So, yeah, I completely agree with you. I think it was a big loss today with Carter Vickers. I know Trusty played all right. Greg Taylor, look at Alex Valley. Thought he played well in spells of the game, and some parts it just looked like he was missing that experience. You know, he needs to get that experience of playing high tempo games, especially like a decent team like Aberdeen. So Carter Vickers, hope we can get the Carter Vickers back that we had last season. Wouldn't say last season, the season before, where he was just pure absolute solid. There's times last season where Carter Vickers has been injured. Since the Scottish Cup semi-final, it's just been Ange's last season. It was just like injury upon injury with him, but we'll see what happens. Wednesday is definitely doing for us. You can put your money on us getting stuffed. I think 80% of Celtic fans will probably come to reality and realise, not because of Dortmund thumping us, just in reality that, you know, we're playing a team that smashed teams in the Europa League, and it is going to be difficult. It is going to be difficult. And 80% of my mind is like, I don't think we're going to get a result there. Even though it was 90% earlier on, I'm just getting a little bit optimistic, 20% optimistic, saying, you know what, if we go man to man, if we can turn up against the odds, we might actually do something. So we'll see. Tam says, if Aberdeen thump Rangers, if they'll get stronger. Look at hopefully at the end of the day, could be a draw at the end of the month between Rangers and Aberdeen at Pittodrie. We'll see what happens. We have Dundee midweek, but before that we have Motherwell next weekend as well. Difficult games ahead, high tempo games, and yeah, some people were moaning that or should have been a goal when the corner was crossed in. Alistair Johnston to make contact with the keeper. Of course, he made contact with the keeper. It was a clear foul, absolute clear foul all day. So let's see what happens. So 15 people are tuning in. Well, 19 people are tuning in on YouTube and Facebook. Look, folks, wasn't expecting many people to tune in tonight. Enough to get the conversation flowing. What will be your starting 11 on Wednesday night? I don't know how long Greg Taylor is out for. We did miss him tonight. I missed him today. We did miss him definitely. But look at Scales. Scales was turned and made a show for the first goal. The second goal, they just got a good counter attack, and obviously they done well. You know, they're very organised, and it will be a team that will keep eyes on this season. Even if they lose a couple of games, I think Aberdeen, the credit's due with the new manager. They're looking like a side that really are pushing. Like, if you said to me at the start of the season, Aberdeen, where would they finish? I would have said 8th in the league. But I'll tell you one thing, they'd be pushing for top 2, or maybe, worst comes to worst, 4th place. They look like a really good organised team, and give the credit it's due. It just wasn't our day. Just, you know, some players didn't have the hunger. You know, James Forrest came on, tried to dictate the game, playing in the left flank, had shots, just wasn't there. Adamida just didn't look like he was up for it at times as well. Kyogo, I was in the first half, looked pretty decent. You know, I'm delighted for Rio. Nice goal by Rio. How's it going, Robert? Hope you can say. Hope you're well. Hell, Keith. You say it was an absolute shambles. Don't get me wrong. Aberdeen came to defend and attack. And that's what he did, honestly. I told you in the podcast earlier on. I did predict 3-2, but it was 2-all. I knew they were going to score 2 today. I just knew it. I just had that feeling. You know, I've been having that feeling all week that I knew they would score 2 against us, but it was worse than expected, than any fans expected. But they came today. Nisbet is a decent player. Duke is a decent player. You know, that guy in the wing, I can never pronounce his name. That starts with S. He scored as well, the first goal. You know, and then Shinny scored as well again for them. They were really organised team. And, you know, I don't think Rangers would be going confident to Bataudry at the end of the month, expecting to beat them. Definitely not. Definitely not. Snitch says, gentlemen, hail, Snitch. I hope you're well. Let me have some Musa Dembele. You'll probably hear some shouting on the way. I'm just at me window. So you'll probably hear someone going, "I'd eat me. What's happening?" Going past. I'm 2 floors up. You always get some scaldies, don't you, on a Saturday night? Some scaldies, all right. Going in for the curry. Going in for the pizza, roped over. I did get a Blue Lagoon on the way home. It was absolutely lovely. But let's see what people are saying. Look, it could have been worse. We got a draw. But sometimes a draw feels like a defeat. You know? People travel over from Ireland, people travel over from all over the world to come see the iconic Glasgow Celtic. And then you're just like, fuck's sake, why did we not get the 3 points? But this is a point. I want to touch on this point because I was watching Ryan's podcast earlier on, and he made a great point. Like, people are saying, well, we have no... And I said it the other night as well. I said it when I wore this jersey, when we were playing against Dortmund. I was saying to myself, Jesus Christ, we're smashing teams in the Premiership, but when it comes to Champions League teams, we need a bit of competition against us. And I'll tell you one thing, I'm eating me bleeding words up tonight. Aberdeen well deserved the draw. You could say they probably deserved the victory. I don't know if you agree or disagree with me. You know. Well, hopefully, Tamak, hopefully. Laura, I hope you're doing well. Thanks very much for tuning in. Thanks to everyone that's tuning in tonight. Brilliant to see. Look, I'm glad to be back on. Thank you very much. I'll get there. You know. It probably looks like I'm at the point a bit of fat on the face, but I haven't really. I just have a big head. A big Bobo Valde head. But yeah. After the internationals, we can always get leggy in the second half. Do we have the players traveling all over the world? Keep the chin up, guys. Exactly. It's not a disaster. It's not a disaster. Whoop-de-doo. We dropped 2 big points. And you know what? We've 30 games to go. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. We will take on Motherwell next week at Fair Park and hopefully beat Motherwell. As I always keep telling you this, folks, stop getting ahead of the game. Take every game as a cup final. And either it's going to be either 3 results, 1 of 3. It's going to be a draw, a win, or a defeat. It's just football. And this is what the problem is with some Celtic fans. When we drop points or if we do lose a game, it's like World War III. Like everything is ending. You sign up for that. You sign up to support a magnificent team like Celtic. Rare times you will get a defeat. And if you can't stomach a defeat, you need to turn around and say to yourself, what am I doing? It could be worse. I could have support Inverness. Could have support Gretna. Could have support another team that win our business. That's the joys of football, folks. You need to understand the last 10 years. Treble, quadruplets, 5 trebles in 12 years. Not bad. Some really good times. They were, you could say they could have deserved the result. Some people would have said they were lucky at the end. And it's going to be difficult going there against them. If they keep that form up, let me just check. Let's go into this, right? Let's do this now. Let's present. So this is the table, folks. Aberdeen are joint top. 24 goals, 17. These mofos are playing tomorrow against Killy away. Do I fancy Kilmarnock against them tomorrow? Rugby Park? I don't fancy Kilmarnock against them tomorrow. I think Kilmarnock have been absolutely shocking so far this season. I know they were concentrating in Europe. I completely understand that. But look, at 6 points out of 7 games, I don't fancy Kilmarnock tomorrow. But I hope they turn up. I hope they can put a show on for the home fans in Ayrshire. We shall see. We're going to go into the games here as well. Scroll down. So this is what we have. We have Atalanta on Wednesday, which let's talk about the opponents. Let's talk about how they're getting on, right? They're 8th in Serie A, right? They won 5-1 against Genoa recently. They won the last Champions League game 3-0 against Shakhtar Donetsk, and then they drew 0-0 to Arsenal. So, folks, if there's a Celtic fan that's watching this podcast tonight and be like, we're going to go there, win comfortably, stop sniffing the glue. Just stop sniffing the glue, because this is a team that are well organised. And to be honest, I'm not really looking forward to Wednesday. 5:45 kickoff, but we might have Carter Vickers back in time for we shall see. So, Talmac says Kitty will go into that game with Duvets, total lie down. I don't know. Kilmarnock have done results in the past against them. We shall see. You never know. I want to write it complete off. So, folks, is this your first time tuning in? 23 people tuning in. Like and subscribe. Yes, this is the best Atlanta team since the late 80s. They're claiming probably the best Atlanta team ever. Let's have a look. I think they have won. I think have they won a Euro? Have they won other trophies than the Europa League? Have they won Serie A? Let's see. Let's have a look at Atalanta. Sorry, Atalanta, not Atlanta. Atlanta's in America, not Atalanta. It's Atalanta. Let's have a look. What's the capacity of the stadium we're playing in on Wednesday night? 24,000. Well, how many capacity are we getting? About 2,000 Celtic fans if we're lucky. Look at their players. I haven't done my homework on these guys yet, to be honest. Anyone that sticks out? No, don't even know any. Corrado, that's about it. No, this guy, the only guy I know. He seems like a name. I know it's not the Francesco, but let's have a look. Right, they won the Coppa Italia. They won Serie B 6 times. Yeah, so folks, this is a decent team I'm playing against. You know, think we fight. Yeah, first was their first ever trophy period. Yeah, decent team. Tam Mac. It's gonna be a hard game on Wednesday night. Like at the end of the day, yes, they're favourites, and they'd be probably looking at our weaknesses against Dortmund. You know how straight through the middle we were absolutely ropey. Even today we were doing sloppy passing. I thought Annie Ingles started to just get really sloppy in the game. You know, as I said, Maeda, I don't know where Maeda was at times in the game. Nicholas Kuhn, there was no aggressive play with him today. But international break, folks. I know some players weren't on international football. A bit of WD-40, and hopefully Brendan will have the team up for it on Wednesday night. Hopefully up for it. But the plan is over the next couple of days, get a few videos done. Might start doing a few podcasts as well. 5-1 against Genoa. 5-1 against Genoa. They won. They were home as well. It's a nice stadium. But we will do a podcast on maybe Tuesday night talking about the opponents. I'll look into bigger detail about the star players, the stadium, who they are, what to expect. That kind of malarkey on Tuesday night. I'll do a podcast on Tuesday night, and hopefully I'll be doing a podcast over the next couple of days. Guys from Newcastle has a soft spot for Celtic. Big YouTube channel, bigger than mine. He wants to come on and do a podcast with me, so hopefully we'll get that done over the next couple of weeks as well, and hope we get different names on to change the variety of opinion on this channel as well. I know you'll probably hear the same mediocre stuff, the same opinions week in and week out, but as I said as well, over the last 4 weeks, I've taken a big step back from doing YouTube, but I'm back in the zone. I feel a bit happy again. Obviously, me auntie passed away on Monday, and we'll get there. So these things happen. Yeah, John's popping on. Thanks to you, Peter. He wants to have a chat with me. So shout out to Peter. Shout out to the guys up in St. Lawrence's CSC up in Drogheda. I'm sure they're enjoying Dundalk getting relegated as well. Fuck the town. But I'm looking forward to having John on. Good guy. Actually, you know, I've been St. James's 3 times. Really good club, Newcastle. Really good support as well. You know, good club. A lot of respect for Newcastle United. You know, we were the club that played against Newcastle for Alan Shearer's final game. His testimonial as well. It's kind of a bit of an education lesson there as well. Yeah, they had decent players over the years. You know, Solano, Robert, Craig Bellamy, Alan Shearer, God rest his soul, Gary Speed, Shay Given. You know, they had decent players over the years. And you know, here's one for you as well. What's his name? Fucking hell, Jesus Christ! My head's gone into rubber nuts there. Just 1 second now. Oh my God, what's the keeper's name? It's just absolutely gone out of my head. This is just a pure blonde moment. Can't believe this is even happening. Ronnie Simpson. Apologies. Ronnie Simpson. Ronnie Simpson played for Celtic and Newcastle. There you go. Ronnie Simpson, the man of 1967, the goalkeeper. Ronnie Simpson played for Newcastle United and Celtic. Because I remember I was down in St. James's Park and the tour guide turned around and he goes, Ronnie Simpson. That's Ronnie Simpson there. And I had the Celtic jacket on. He goes, no, we got him from Celtic. was like, really? Was it got him from Celtic, or he came from Celtic? He joined Celtic, or let me just see. Let me just see. Ronnie Simpson. Yeah, we got him from Celtic. We actually got him from Hibs. Well, he went from Newcastle to Hibs, and then Hibs to Celtic. There you go. There you go. Something new. Something new. How's it going, John? I hope you're doing well. Happy Saturday night to you. Hope everyone's doing well. As I said, I'll pop on. Tensions rise as Green Brigade torn away by Chief. I didn't know that today. I didn't know the Green Brigade were turned away. Sir Alex Ferguson, Rod Stewart were in the crowd today for the game. Look, if Fergie's a legend, absolute legend. One of the best managers of all time. You know, obviously worked alongside Jock Stein in the Scotland fold back in the mid-80s as well. One of the best managers ever, Sir Alex. And you know what? I know he comes from a Rangers background, but it's so much credit and respect for the Lisbon Lions. Unbelievable to see. Let me see what's going on here. Well, it's saying here, right? He played for Hibs from 1916 to 64, and then Celtic signed him. Now, correct me on that. I'm just gonna check transfer market. But the guy that was in Newcastle, the stadium tour guide, he turned around and said to me, Newcastle sold him, and they went up to Scotland. But anyways, it doesn't matter. It all doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you play for both clubs. And that's the most important thing. Play for both clubs. And yeah, seeing the pictures of Fergie. I'm just hoping that we don't hope the likes of we don't lose Alistair Johnson the next year, or Nicholas Cohen, you know, players like that we should be concentrating on. But anyways, folks, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks very much for tuning in. Just as I said, a couple of podcasts, couple of videos, just to get back in the rhythm of things. And I'm sure I'll have my edge back over the next couple of days. I'll be back on Tuesday night for the podcast. I will be on before the game on Wednesday, and I'll be on after the game on Wednesday as well. So you'll get sick of seeing me mush for the next couple of days. Do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I'll probably get on tomorrow if I get a chance. And hail. Speak to you all soon. Look it. We may have lost the battle today, even though it was 2 points dropped. It could have been 3 points. In my head, we lost the battle because we wanted 3 points. We only got a point. But the war ain't over. It's a long way to go, folks. Long way to go. Am I worried? Nope. Am I concerned? Nope. Am I worried about Wednesday night? Yes. Am I worried about next Sunday against Motherwell? Nope. Just being honest. We can't win every game. As much as we want to set out to win every game, we'll see how it happens. We're the underdogs on Wednesday. Fingers crossed. I hope they shut me up. I hope they shut up the fans that are not being negative, just being honest. I know there's a small portion out there just completely negative. But we'll see what happens. Thanks very much, Robert. Thanks very much, Tam. Thanks very much, Mark. Thanks very much, Snitch. Thanks very much, Kakawaka. Thanks very much, Gerard. Thanks very much. Who else did we have in the comments there? Gelge. And thanks very much, Peter, as well. That's tuned in. So these are all bleeding legends. Good night. God bless. And I'll be back tomorrow for some sort of content. Hell.